lamp shining on me.
Yeah. No, I just like the quality. I was going to get one for my desktop instead of.
Oh, and this is a great one because this is an old ass one too, so you can get this one for like $30-something bucks.
Nice.
Hey, we're online.
What?
We're online.
You're
Oh,
online.
of course we are.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm glad you took a big scoop of ice cream in your mouth as I said that.
He's like straight up on camera. Living her best life.
Oh, buddy. Well, how's it going from NOLAnerd further east?
Nolan, well, it's like we said, Florida is just constantly dragging me deeper into it.
Man, it really is.
Like I said, by 2029, I'll be in Miami sleeping on a throne of linen shirts.
You've been sort of inching down Florida's urethra.
Yeah.
You're like a bladder stone.
He's at the base.
Soon you'll be passed into Cuba.
Yeah. All I can tell you is I already hate the weather. It's so much hotter.
Is it like 900 degrees right now?
It's awful. It's the worst.
But you know what? You have a real airport you can fly from.
I do. I have a big boy airport, and it's the best part about living here.
Hey!
The best part about living here. I said what I said, and having a big boy airport is the best part about living.
Somebody's going back in the cage.
I know, but aren't you closer to Disney World now?
Yeah.
It's not like we weren't terribly far to begin with.
Less than 2 hours.
From Kissimmee, St. Cloud.
Ooh, Kissimmee. That's exciting.
Also, if we don't want to travel, we can go to Busch Gardens.
Do you guys have a timeshare? I hear you have to live in Florida.
Yeah, I think that is a timeshare.
No, you either have to be Florida man, an old Jew,
Oh, jeez.
or
It's going to get racist.
A young Latino.
or a lot of or young 20-year-old white people on spring break.
Yeah.
So
So technically, you are a Florida man.
you're a Florida man now.
Really? What does my license say, Chris?
Does it still say Louisiana?
It still says Louisiana.
Wait,
You
is
know
it
why?
expired?
You know why?
Right.
Because it expired October
Timeshare
2016.
to get a meal.
Fix your shit. What is wrong with you?
Chris, do you know how much work it is going to the dealer and like bringing papers and stuff?
Chris, I've been annoying him since he moved in with me.
Chris, I don't leave the house. I don't drive anymore. I have a person for that.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
Okay, Chris's head.
yeah.
Got any news?
Yeah. What comic book news do we have? Because
Oh, I've got some comic book news.
What's comic book news?
Hold on.
Wait.
Let's talk about the awful drawing that Jim Lee has done for this new Superman Bendis run.
Wait.
Because this drawing is just god.
What drawing are you talking about?
Are you talking about Goku? Because that's really bad.
Hey, what are you talking? Pull it up, Chris. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hold on. Please hold.
On what?
Superman. Got to do it, guys. Got to bring it up.
Well,
Oh,
considering I'm not even sure what you're talking about.
It's the new villain. It's the new villain in Bendis' Superman.
Oh, him, yeah.
Yeah,
What is it?
that thing.
That?
Yeah,
What is that?
it's.
Hey, Matt, here's Goku as done by Jim Lee.
Why does he have male pattern baldness?
Oh.
Hey, Saki.
Wait, so quick question. You're talking about this gentleman, correct?
Yeah, bring it up.
Um,
Drum roll, please. Yeah, that thing.
yeah. Yeah, this is
no.
what that is a it's
That's Nega Duck?
It looks like a Frankenstein.
it's looking like real hard, like they try. Every Superman villain has to look like he's from Jack Kirby's Fourth World.
Yeah,
Like
Well,
just
that's where the most
big,
dangerous villains come
stocky, punch you kind of guy. And I guess they're like, oh man, you know what it is? Jeff Johns and Scott Snyder both have the knack for creating their own villains and having them stick and actually become part of the legacy of their characters.
yeah.
And then Bendis is like, I can do that too. I made this guy. No one's gonna know who the fuck that dude is after Arc 1.
You don't know anything about him yet.
You know what I do know is, okay, you know what? Can we just skip to that? That was the part I was gonna say. So today,
Bendis should be doing a Batman run and not a Superman run?
Action 1000, the very first comic to hit 1000,
Yeah.
And it's what, 80 years of Superman now?
Roughly.
Did you read this, Chris?
No, I didn't. I wasn't able to get any books today.
Okay. Well, it's a collection of stories by, first we got Dan Jurgens, who had a really nice story about Metropolis. I'm just going to do a quick breakdown. Metropolis wanting to thank Superman and Superman not wanting to be thanked because that's not why he does it. Then we have a really nice one from the team that used to do Green Lantern Corps, Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason, about Superman traveling through time because Vandal Savage sent him back through time, and it's him reliving all of the different eras of Superman, including his original. We got what is it? Which one is that? Enemy Within. That one is. Oh, there was a pretty cool one by Marv Wolfman about Brainiac. Then there was the Jeff Johns, of course, had like the most understated, really nice one where it was the story of what happened to the guy driving the car Superman smashed in the very first cover.
Ah, nice.
Okay,
That's a good idea.
That I thought was really cool. That was a really nice touch. It might be one of my favorites. Scott Snyder had a really good one where Lex Luthor and Clark have a conversation in a planetarium. Tom King, Mr. Batman, had another really nice one where it's what happens if Superman discovers an eternity formula, and it's him visiting the Earth as the sun's engulfing it, and kind of just like thinking back on life. We've got one called 5 Minutes by Louise Simonson. I don't know who that is.
Simonson.
Okay. Ace, what you doing, buddy? Ace has a new toy. It's an avocado because he's an avodago.
But you don't live in California. This is the wrong.
No, but we are millennials, and so it seemed fitting.
We're basic.
Yeah,
So after that, Paul Dini had one about Mr. Mixelplick.
Like that.
Walter Simonson did a pinup.
Like that.
And then Brad Meltzer did one that I thought was really cool with Superman doing an inner monologue. It's called Faster Than a Speeding Bullet. And a mugger is pulling the trigger on a hostage in the subway. And it's Superman talking and doing the math. Is he going to make it there in time? And then it ends, and this is what disappointed me. It ends with Bendis's debut for DC and Superman, and all the hullabaloo. It is by far the weakest story of the compilation, and doesn't truly bode well for what's coming, because unlike the others, which were like little vignettes to celebrate Action 1000, this was a tease, a look into Bendis's run. And as you saw, we got to see his villain, who, and this is where I also draw the Jeff Johns comparison, because Jeff Johns, Chris, would you agree? Jeff Johns is one of the kings of retconning classic stories and adding things that change your perspective and like expand the mythos.
I will agree to that.
So, I guess I'll put a little spoiler tag on this just because it is in today's issue, but it is going to be the basis of the new run. This new villain who's beating up Superman and Supergirl Doomsday style, right at the end goes, oh, thank goodness I'm going to finally kill you guys and wipe out the rest of the Kryptonians because I'm the one responsible for your planet being blown up. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't buy it.
It seems like no. See, I liked it when they retconned that Brainiac was like Jor-El's computer system.
Yeah.
And he detonated it to gather the data, and then he had the Bottle City, and that was the whole thing. And that was Jeff Johns. But this just, he's like, I promised Jor-El I'd end all the Kryptonians. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't like that at all.
I mean, it's what, 10, 20 pages?
Yeah.
So I think that's a little unfair to jump that far down his throat so early.
It is. But when you present it as the look at Bendis's first run at Superman, I think it's fair to judge what you've read.
Even that harshly.
It might be a little harsh, yes. Will I still give it a shot when it comes out? Of course I will, because it's Bendis and Superman, and it's going to be worth a try. But let's just say this did not leave me wanting more. It left me going, huh?
Well, my thing is Bendis has always been best at Daredevil, which means he's clearly a Batman writer. That's the parallel. I don't know why you put him on Superman anyway. Like, it seems like a weird jump to me.
I think it's less that they put him on Superman that he wanted to work on Superman.
Sure. Okay. Still.
In which case, like, I mean, you got the biggest writer from your competition, and he wants to do Superman. You gonna tell him no?
Yeah, that's true. You're right. You're like, I want to do Superman. No, you should do Batman.
No, fuck you. Do Batman.
What?
Yeah.
I don't want to. I did Daredevil for 100 issues.
Yeah. Oh, and they already got a pretty decent.
And now
guy
you get to
doing
do the real character.
Yeah.
There you go.
But they've got a pretty decent guy doing Batman right now, so I guess that's why they're kind of like, we need someone
Yeah,
to
we
do
don't want to kick
Superman.
anybody off. But I mean, like,
Yeah.
you know, there's 15,000 Batman stars. Anyway.
Yeah, that's true. There's way too much Batman happening. There's probably not enough Superman happening. And I think we might have lost Matt. So,
No, he's right there. He's listening.
oh, okay, good.
I don't know. It looks like he put up a still of himself. and
Yeah,
then
which is
left.
really weird.
Wait, did we lose you, buddy?
Yeah. Get a good check on Matt. Is he there?
I think we lost him.
I think he's gone.
Oh, no.
He's been 86 from the program. So
Yeah,
now
I think he put up a painting of himself and walked away from the computer.
he probably did. I'm gonna
I
go.
don't have to listen to this. I hate Bendis. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I know.
You're not going to change my opinion.
The internet police heard that he was talking trash, and they were like, you know what? Jim Lee is the greatest artist of all time, and
Oh, that's category.
talk shit about Jim Lee because it's done.
You can talk shit about Jim Lee. I don't care.
Fucking, he's only good in like 1991, 1994.
He's a
In that
really
period.
good artist that shouldn't be allowed to design anything anymore because he stopped being able to design things a long time ago. He just does the same thing.
He's got the problem with Jim Lee is that he has too many he's got too many other things going on. He doesn't have time to do art stuff.
He should. He's got a whole company he's got to run.
He's got a fucking company to run. He had like 3 companies to run. He doesn't need this shit. He needs to stop. So while Matt's gone, I guess I'll talk about some news real quick.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. What we got?
Okay. So hey, could I interest you in a Steven Spielberg DC Universe movie?
Nope.
I heard about this. It's not like what do you think?
Okay.
The main thing is that the big story floating around is that Steven Spielberg wants to do the Blackhawks.
Who?
Blackhawk.
The Blackhawks.
Not the hockey team.
No, I said who. As in who?
Yes. How many times do you want me to say who?
I didn't hear.
Okay, well, I will keep yelling it at you.
The Black.
With Blackhawks.
Okay. Thank you.
Um,
Becky told him it's fine.
Oh Lord.
so it's kind of interesting in the regard that he's like one of the biggest he is the biggest director of all time, and at this point near the end of his career, he's like, I'm gonna tackle this weird war comic.
Yeah.
Is Steven Spielberg the biggest of all time? So I'm pretty sure James Cameron has 2 of the top-selling movies of all time in the top 3.
I mean, but if you take everything
He
Spielberg,
has 2 movies that went over $1 billion, which means he's beaten by Christopher Nolan. Second of all, Spielberg has every movie he's ever made.
I believe I read the article
He
that
has AI, and he has Ready Player One,
which made money,
and he has Jurassic World 3.
which he didn't direct.
I know, I'm just being pedantic now.
Spielberg's movies have grossed $10 billion.
I'm done with him. He's all right. Spielberg, there's better than Spielberg. I'm a big fan of that Michael Bay guy. He makes real good stuff.
Michael Bay's a Nickelback movie director, so that makes sense.
Which is great because he's fantastic in everything he does. I can't wait for 17 more Transformers movies.
Look at this.
Can and you will.
Look at this photograph.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk about this. Let's talk
It's
about.
rare that I want my devastating flu to come back and just hit me. Yet here we are.
I don't know. I feel like this is kind of like the last effort of like getting DC to actually get something rolling. You know, Black Panther just destroyed again over and over and over, and then what we have 2 weeks and then Infinity War.
Yeah.
Like there's no way. This is it. This has to be the end of the comic book movie run.
Well, it also sounds like it's part of that thing because their next phase was getting auteurs to come in. Like they've got that one in the pipeline that they want where it's like Scorsese doing a Joker movie.
Yeah, that's.
I'm adding all these into the big bucket of when there's a trailer, then you have my attention. Until that moment,
none of them are going to happen. This is not the type of.
However, did you hear who got announced as I mean, of course, this is one of those things where it's like, until we get a trailer, who cares?
I'm going to get a bucket to bring up.
It's still cool that who they announced to direct the Harley Quinn solo movie.
Oh, yeah.
They announced that today.
Who is it?
I'm pulling it up now. Because I don't, the name, I don't remember. Let's see. I know she would be the very first Asian female director to ever be part of a superhero movie. Kathy Yan. She's an indie director, and if we know anything about indie directors, it's that they can do really good stuff. # Black Panther. But I like it. If it's true, then I like their pattern of hiring female directors to do female solo films. I also like that they seem to be branching out and giving less. Like, I mean, wasn't Patty Jenkins an indie director to begin with?
Yeah.
Yeah. So keep going with what works. Again, I still don't think this Harley Quinn movie will actually happen.
Yeah.
In the bucket.
Well, here's my thing: will it happen without DC sticking their thumb up this relatively powerless indie director's butthole?
Nope.
Because that's what they hired, nothing but good directors that if you just had let them alone would have been fine. Except, Snyder would have done Snyder stuff, right? But like the Suicide Squad director is an experienced crime director who probably was going to turn into a dark movie. They fucked that up. The Wonder Woman was the only one that got away unscathed, basically, and it came out great. But are they going to leave alone? Like, what I'm hoping is for the relative power of Margot Robbie being the only palpable star they've created out of this, other than Wonder Woman. The women are the only ones that have made it.
Yeah.
And
but the problem is, Warner Brother execs are learning all the wrong lessons from this.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, God.
But maybe she's got enough clout now where she can go. Because she got to pick, she got to say, we're doing a Birds of Prey movie. We're doing a fucking, what is it, Gotham Sirens thing. And so maybe she's going to have the actual say.
I kind of feel like I'm in the same boat with Chris here. Until we see trailers.
None of them are happening until I see the trailer for it. I mean, the Batgirl I thought was the surest thing ever.
Oh, yeah. And then we know what happens with that. So it's kind of like you get to the point where it's Marvel is going to be the only company that's going to be making comic book movies, and Warner Brothers is going to be like, yeah, we can't do these anymore.
They're going to do TV like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yep.
They'll handle the TV front.
Yeah.
So
speaking of television, hey, Matt.
Yes, dear.
Would you be excited if I told you the king of 6 side flips is coming back to Arrow?
Oh, you mean Red Arrow himself?
Colton Haynes returns to Arrow as a series regular.
Oh, man, they had the sickest side flips.
So wait, I have a question. I have a question for you, Matt. Because I fell off of Arrow.
Is he
dead?
What?
Isn't he dead?
No, he left town a long time ago.
Yeah, he left.
But did he get killed in the prison?
No.
Or was that a faker?
No, they faked
his death.
He pretended to be Green Arrow.
Yeah, they faked it so he could get out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good, because I was under the impression he was super dead.
Well, I was under the impression that you need to get good, you fake comic book fan.
I am such a fake fan.
Yeah. Wow.
Hey.
It's on video. I'm a huge fake fan. I'm only doing this because I want those internet clicks.
It's true. He wants them groupies going like.
I'm too busy watching hockey.
Chris is a fake geek girl.
Yep. So Chris.
Yeah.
You did not read comics this week.
I did not.
So allow me to break down real quick what came out.
Please.
Look what's back.
Hey, I'm very excited to read that.
So we are going to get 2 issues, and they're previews for the next arc. But then Greg Rucka drops a bombshell at the end. After the next issue, they're changing the format of the book. Lazarus will then release quarterly.
Oh.
We will only get 3 issues or 4 issues a year, but they will all be 64-issue books.
Page.
44 issues of story and 20 issues of like supplemental material.
What?
Page. Call that.
Are we talking about pages, or are we talking about like it's coming out as like giant books?
No, like it's going to be, each issue is going to be basically 3 times the size of a single issue.
Yeah.
So
Right.
You're right. Right.
But he kept saying issue, 44 issues.
Yeah.
oh, sorry, I meant page.
Matt can't use words good. It's okay.
I apologize.
I was just making sure. I was like, these are going to be giant books.
My bad.
Like Cerberus or whatever. Cerebus.
Yeah, so it's real good. And then we got the saddest comic book cover of all time.
All right, let's see.
So we've got the new Batman with the cover saying Booster Gold must die.
Which is great.
Why?
You should.
All I know is, Chris, it starts with Green Lantern blowing his own head off.
Ooh.
What?
What?
And then Booster Gold going, huh, well, that just happened.
Okay.
This whole issue is Booster Gold, which makes it the best issue of the day.
So it's not a Batman book? It's a...
Well, it's Booster Gold trying to find Batman, and then he finds Batman. So you find out like things are weird. Like we run into Batman, and Batman's got a gun, and he tries to shoot Booster Gold in the face. And there's Jokers everywhere. Like people are being turned into Jokers, and we find Bruce Wayne with his parents celebrating their anniversary. So Chris, if you had to figure out what was going on this one shot, what would it be?
Well, I would think that someone has fucked with time.
Well, you would be right.
But in true Booster Gold fashion, I have to assume everything got ruined because he tried to bring back Ted Cord.
Okay. Actually, everything happened because Booster Gold decided to get Batman a wedding present.
What?
Well, okay.
You know why?
Why?
This is what I love, because this is the most Booster Gold thing ever, and it's why I love Booster Gold. He was like, so he meets Bruce Wayne again, and he's like, hey, buddy, I'm here to take you back. And he's like, what are you talking about? Who are you? He's like, look, you don't remember, but you and Superman always used to tell us the story about this time when he got this weird alien plant put on him that put him into a dream state, and he thought everything was perfect, but it wasn't, and it really made him appreciate what he had. So I decided to bring your parents back from the dead and pluck into the time stream so you would see that actually your real life is great, and you're welcome, buddy.
Oh my God, Booster.
It's the best. I love Booster Gold so much.
I'm revoking Beast and Bishop's time traveling fuck up card. I'm giving it to Booster.
Oh man, yeah, he had Skeets create a timeline where Batman's parents were still alive and everything went to shit because there was no Batman. And it's amazing. He's like, and look how great you are. Like your life, you have purpose. Yay, I'm the best. And yeah, it's good stuff.
Fucking Booster.
Hence, he wants to kill him.
Yeah.
And my favorite is the title of this story arc, Chris.
Yeah.
Is The Brave and the Gold. Tom King is my new favorite. Wrote a great Booster. After that, I think we might be nearing the end game on Descender.
Probably.
I tried out the debut of Immortal Men by Jim Lee and James Tynion IV.
And
I think it's really cool. I mean, to my knowledge, these characters never existed before. I think these are all original creations.
okay.
And so it's an establishing story where apparently there's it's from the pages of of Metal, where remember there was that Society of Immortals that Hawkman and Hawkgirl belonged to in Vandal Savage?
Yes.
Well, this is the rest of them.
Okay.
And look who's back.
Hey, he's
It's your
back.
boy, the Batman who laughs.
That's going to end poorly.
Oh, super poorly. But yeah, so we're introduced to, there's only 4 left because apparently a civil war erupted between the Immortals, and these are the only 4. And there was a 5th Immortal that's popping up and what's the word? Not blossoming, but becoming who he's going to be. Like his powers are about to be triggered. And so both factions, good and evil Immortal Men, are like after him.
Okay.
So, I mean, James Tynion does good work. I mean, everything we've read of his, from Detective to Other Detective to Batman Eternal to some more Detective, has been really solid. So, cool.
Okay. I can dig it.
Then after that, that's it. Those are all the books we're chatting about.
Okay. I look forward to picking up my books on Friday.
You should.
Well, I will.
Kogasu gets it. Oh, hey, by the way, Kogasu's here. You know what that means. Kogasu needs to have a Saki shout-out. That should be a thing, Chris. Saki shout-outs.
Is that the shout-out?
Is that the shout-out?
She literally
It was one of those screaming ghosts.
It's like shut up.
Be nice
I am being nice.
to me. You're
I am being nice to you.
Josh doesn't know.
Chris. So
What?
I don't wait. So I just realized we missed last week's episode because you were super sick. Josh was at work and I was moving. So I never got to talk about PAX.
That explains.
Please, tell us about PAX.
Waiting for a call. It never happened.
So Chris,
Go on.
PAX was amazing. I played a ton of amazing games like that I'd never even heard of before. That's my favorite thing about PAX is discovery. So there is a game that I think is tailor-made to Josh and Doug. That was my game of the show. Josh, and actually more Doug. Doug, what would you say if I told you there was a PC game coming out that was 1 part Blade Runner PC, 1 part like CRPG, isometric RPG, and was set in a 70s detective noir setting?
Fuck you.
A psychedelic noir detective story RPG done like a Baldur's Gate Divinity Original Sin style RPG.
What was this?
It's called Disco Elysium. And I sat down for a demo thinking I'll just play like 10 minutes, and 45 minutes later, they're like, it's time, buddy. You need to change out to somebody else. The voice acting is amazing. The writing is incredible. Like, the game starts in the most noir style ever. And the dialogue, and it plays like an RPG. You create your character with stats and stuff, and you like have to successfully roll to like convince other people and have persuasion checks and combat and stuff. This game is absolutely amazing, and I kept playing it thinking of you.
No, this looks gorgeous.
You got to watch the trailer because it's the dialogue and the voice acting and the writing that sells this game, and that far and away is my
God. Yeah,
my game of the show. It's called
looks-
Disco Elysium.
This is a guaranteed buy for me.
Yeah, and I thought of how happy you'd be because it's a PC game.
Yeah.
So you could actually play it.
It is. This is the first time I can say literally tailor-made for me.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, I left that and I go, man, this game is 100% my jam, but you know who it's even more the jam
We're
for?
both Blade Runner PC fans. Also, I just got done doing all the Shadowrun games. I love that shit. So this exact setup is perfect.
Yeah. So I'm very excited. I've applied for a press review copy of that.
You son of a
Oh my god, this game just looks unreal.
Josh, yeah. Oh, no doubt. And I'm hoping that if it's a success, they'll bring it to console. But
yeah, that would be.
So my second favorite game is a game almost tailor-made for Chris.
Yes.
So I told Chris this story. I went to Obsidian, the people behind, they made Fallout New Vegas. They made the South Park Stick of Truth. They made the Pillars of Eternity games. They made Wasteland 2. They basically are the people that reinvigorated the entire CRPG genre.
Mm-hmm.
And they were debuting Banner Saga 3 and Pillars of Eternity 2 at their booth. And I'm talking to the head of the studio. And as I told Chris, I was like, there's another game that Obsidian made that seems to have fallen through the cracks. And it is the spy RPG Alpha Protocol.
Oh.
Yes. When are we ever going to get an Alpha Protocol 2? And the gentleman goes, well, Sega owns the rights to that IP, so probably never. But what's just as good? Our friends over, and then he points at a booth, are making what might as well be a spiritual successor to that game. So it's Alpha Protocol, a Cold War spy RPG, but with XCOM gameplay.
Oh, cool.
And it's called The Phantom Doctrine. And that was another game that I went from never hearing about to, holy shit, where has this been all of my life? And they said the only thing that they tweaked was they took out the randomness of XCOM, where you could be point blank and miss a headshot.
Yeah.
And the game is heavily tailored towards stealth because it's a spy game, but it's amazing. It's a globe-trotting game. You go all over the world, and it takes place in 1980s Cold War. So those two are incredible.
Awesome.
If I wanted to, and to get to more towards Josh coming off of his Neo fix, there is a game coming to the Switch and PS4 and Steam and Xbox, basically everything, called The Messenger, which is basically a revival of old school NES Ninja Gaiden gameplay. You need to look up that trailer, sir, The Messenger. And what the cool twist it does is it switches between 8-bit and 16-bit gameplay through portals. You travel through time, basically, and it changes you from 8-bit to 16-bit, and that grants you different abilities and stuff because of the different hardware limitations.
Oh, my God.
So those three are some of the best. There's a game that comes out next Tuesday called The Swords of Ditto. It's by Devolver Digital. It's a co-op Zelda, top-down Zelda game. Like, think Link to the Past, but in co-op. So Chris and I are going to get that, I decided, just now.
Yeah?
Yeah, because we still need to play a co-op game, you son of a bitch.
Hey, I've got all of those.
You've got what?
Far Cry.
Okay, there you go. There was another fun game called I Hate Running Backwards. And it was basically a shoot 'em up, like the top-down space shooters, but reversed. So you're running away from the screen, shooting down, and it's all done in like voxels, and the whole world can explode. It was a lot of fun.
That's kind of cool.
It was a lot of fun. And that's about where I'll end it. Those are some of the standouts for me. Those 5. There's even more, but my goodness, those first 2, Disco and Phantom Doctrine. Keep an eye out.
The rank patch was good.
And here's some more news. Guess who just got a press pass to E3?
And guess who's going to tell me all about Elder Scrolls 6? Because they're going to talk about it.
Because they're going to show Starfield. That's already been announced.
No, they're not. They're going to show. Well, they are going to show that.
Why don't you get excited? Because, well, first of all, they're not going to show Elder Scrolls 6 for the sole purpose that they want to focus on their new IP and not the next Elder Scrolls game.
You don't think they're going to just go like,
100% I do not.
And then next thing you know it, Elder Scrolls 6, guys, it's coming out in November.
You want money? You want to put money on it again?
Let's put $10 on it.
Deal. Elder Scrolls 6 in no way, shape, or form will be at E3.
Okay. I think it will be.
Done. So Starfield. So I've gotten into the Bethesda conference, in the Xbox conference, and I've put in my request for the Sony one. Unfortunately, the Ubisoft one I'm skipping because that's actually going to be going on during the press-only day, which means that it's the only time that I'll be able to go all around and play games without having to worry about the public. So I'll have to catch it, which is a shame because from what I'm hearing, Ubisoft is going to have probably one of the best shows of their history with the return of Sam Fisher. I guess, but I mean, who really cares about Splinter Cell, you know?
I'm the one. I am the one who cares.
Yeah? Did you play Ghost Recon Wildlands so you could play the Sam Fisher missions?
No, that's stupid.
Well, then I guess you don't care that much, do you, Chris?
That's a stupid reason.
But yeah, so that's cool. I found out about E3. That's fun. But yeah, that about wraps that up.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time at PAX.
Yeah, I did. It was actually my work at PAX that got me onto the E3 list.
Can we also need to talk about the big thing that's happening Friday.
What's Friday?
It's God of War?
Sure, obviously.
God of War.
Oh, God of War. Durr, yeah. Oh, the reviews that game has been getting.
Lots of 10s.
So many 10s.
Chris, what's your hot take on God of War?
Well, I was very excited to pick it up on Friday, but I got super sick, and I lost a week and a half, 2 weeks of gameplay. So it's not happening. I'm just going to have to finish Far Cry and then get it later.
Okay.
Oh, Chris, you're killing me, Smalls.
Hey, I was too sick to do anything.
You know the one thing I never thought I would hear in a review of God of War?
What's that?
Was how multifaceted and three-dimensional the main character Kratos was.
when you start from literal nothing, anything is an improvement.
But like they're calling it the people have called it this generation's Resident Evil 4. They're calling it this generation's Last of Us. Like the praise and comparisons this game is getting are unheard of.
It was making me think of when I was reading the reviews. It was making me think of that. Like first, I don't remember if it was Rise of the Tomb Raider or whatever. Like the jump in characterization from like the original Tomb Raider game.
Okay, then yeah, that'd be the actual just adjectiveless Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Where they made her a character.
Yeah, when she became a person.
Yeah. And Waypoint, Vice's Waypoint did a really great review on this game, and I don't know, I'm really, really excited about just experiencing this, and I'm not even finished. I am finished Neo. I'm just doing the DLC, but yeah, I'm picking it up on Friday, and it's just...
God of War will be a nice palate cleanser for your Neo.
Oh, I just hope I can put the challenge, like the difficult, on the highest. I just want to put it at 20. I want this game to be difficult.
Don't worry, it will be.
No problem.
Yeah. I want it to be baby easy.
You know, we forgot we missing last week. There was also another piece of big news.
Son.
You know what else? It was announced last week.
What?
The release date for Spider-Man PS4.
That's true. That's very exciting.
September 7th, guys. First of all, early September is already stacked.
Yeah, I feel deja vu about this. I thought we talked about that.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay, then when you miss a week, it's been a while. I forgot what we talked about.
How stacked September is. We got
Dragon Quest, Tomb Raider, and Spider-Man within a week.
We talked about that.
Yeah. Okay. So we did. All right. Cool.
Cool. Caught up.
Cool. So Yakuza 6 came out today.
Yeah, that's true. Yakuza 6.
I know.
There's 2 games about being a father. One, you're a father in the Yakuza, and the other one is that you're a father who's fighting the Norse gods.
So, you know.
I don't know. I actually had fun going to get milk for my small child in Yakuza.
So, you want to hear some breaking news?
Yeah.
Like literally the rumor popped up today.
Elder Scrolls 6 at E3.
Oh my god, no. So you know what we love about the MCU? The connected universe, how everything ties together. It's never been done before. You know what else has never really been done before? A video game shared universe.
That's true.
Square Enix is making the new Avengers game for Marvel. Because Marvel has decided that instead of making in-house games, they're farming out their properties to different developers. That's why they went to Insomniac and Sony for Spider-Man.
Games for the first time.
What?
Yeah.
That's why they're gonna have good games.
Exactly. But the rumor is that someone apparently leaked that the Spider-Man PS4 and Square Enix's Avengers games will be linked and have tie-ins and crossovers with each other.
Oh, interesting.
So Spider-Man might feature some of the Avengers. We're not sure yet. And those Avengers will be their counterpart in the Square Enix game.
That's
Which, I swear to God, that Avengers game better blow my mind, because that's what the Deus Ex team is working on now since Deus Ex has been canceled.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
I'm hoping it'll break the seal and they'll finally be able to admit that Watch Dogs is just the template.
I'm excited for Watch Dogs 3. The rumor is it'll get announced this year at E3.
If it's as good as Watch Dogs 2 was, then I will be very happy.
Watch Dogs 2 was amazing.
Right.
I'm very excited about that prospect. So, hashtag Josh is our wrench.
That's all I got.
What?
Josh's wrench. Chris is who is the kid in the green hoodie, the autistic one? Hold on. Not because he's autistic, you assholes.
His character's name was Josh.
Josh, that was it. Ironically, Chris is Josh. Josh is Wrench. And those are the only two that.
That's all you got.
I'm Marcus, I guess.
Whatever.
You're not Marcus.
I'm not Marcus at all. I'm not.
Reel it in and just take all the pictures at E3 of all the Elder Scrolls 6 stuff.
I'm going to love FaceTiming you as I walk through the Bethesda booth.
You really should.
Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, okay.
Elder Scrolls Legends, their collectibles card game.
Lame.
Elder Scrolls Skyrim on Switch for some reason again. Another re-release of Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Probably a booth dedicated to their new 4K backwards compatible Morrowind on Xbox One X. A ton of Starfield. And then that's it.
Yeah.
Oh no, probably Doom 2.
Yeah, Doom 2.
That the smoke has it's like Wolfenstein New Colossus. We know it's coming because there's been so many not leaks but so many hints and allusions to it that we just know it's a thing. Doom 2 is coming and I'm very excited.
Okay. Elder Scrolls 6.
Okay.
No.
Hey, it's free money. You just look, you still owe me $5.
Right.
So when you owe me $10, just buy me a $15 PSN gift card,
All
and
right.
we'll call it even.
All right. We'll call. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. All right. Whatever. We're gonna see.
We will see. And by see, I will go, yeah, saw that coming. And you will go, how could this be?
No, it's super accurate.
Driving car. How can this be?
Kogatsu wants to know if it's going to be called the MVGU, the Marvel Video Game Universe. And I'm like, you know what?
Sure, why not?
Why not?
This thing that doesn't officially exist yet.
Yeah. Ooh, you know what else? You know what else is rumored to be announced at E3?
What?
Rocksteady's new game that they've been working on since Arkham Knight.
Okay. What is it though?
We don't know.
Okay.
It might be the Superman game. I'm very disappointed that we now know for a fact that the Suicide Squad game that WB Montreal, the people that did Arkham Origins, has been canceled.
That sucks.
It does. I was very looking forward to a co-op Arkham-style game featuring the Suicide Squad members. Which, by the way, if you have not seen the animated movie that just came out, Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, do it immediately. Did not see all that coming. It was really good.
I agree.
But yeah, what else you got, Chris? Anything?
I really don't have a whole ton, no. I'm still getting back into the rhythm of things.
I just beat Ni no Kuni 2.
Yeah?
Yep, I'm now trying to finish up all the post-game content and get my last 3 trophies before God of War hits on Friday.
Are you pleased with how it turned out?
What?
Are you pleased with how it turned out?
Yes. I actually really enjoyed the ending. Once you find out why the villain's doing what he's doing, it's real cool.
Okay.
So, not to mention, towards the end, everything is voice acted. which was a nice change of pace. Because my biggest gripe about Ni no Kuni 2 is the lack of voice acting and how they throw in that like fake voice acting where they have like little canned voice clip like and hey, and I'm just like that. Stop. I'd rather either just full text or full voice acting. Don't do that half shit.
Like Zelda does.
What?
Zelda does that shit.
Yeah, it's like that, but in an RPG that actually also has full-on voice acting.
Oh.
And then like huge.
When they show the text and the sound is.
Oh, that's the worst. Also, Caitlin does a great impression of King Evan.
Oh no.
Here.
I'm counting on you.
Oh, it sucks. It's just like him. He's the worst.
But he's always my favorite character to use because his abilities are OP, boo.
Sure, but he sucks.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh my god.
She's listened to me play it so much. That about wraps it up for me, though.
Do you want to finish up the top 100 cartoon thing?
Yeah.
We've got 15 more to go, and then we're done, and we can work us on another list.
All right. Hey, Caitlin. Saki, switch with me real quick.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Saki was going to take a nap, but whatever.
Well, fuck you, Saki.
Saki gets up at 5:45 in the freaking morning now. It's awful.
Well, yeah.
Why do you get up that early?
Because I have an hour-long commute now with traffic.
That's awful. Everything about that is awful. I'm sorry.
Exactly. And so then this one's all like, why are you tired? I'm like,
why couldn't you just find a nice law firm that dealt with any type of accident like things in New Orleans? Because there's lots of those.
Why couldn't you have just married someone else?
Yeah.
Ouch.
That's true. So number 15.
Number 15 on the list is SpongeBob SquarePants.
What list is this?
Well, Saki, this is the top 100 animated series according to IGN of 2009.
No, pass. Hard pass.
Okay, well, too bad. SpongeBob is their number 15 pick.
We're done.
Okay.
It's already done.
Okay.
The list is disqualified. It's over.
Yeah, I never watched SpongeBob, so I don't really know.
I feel the first couple of seasons were fine because being a 90s kid, it came in on, like the Rugrats era where it was still Nick was trying, and then it kind of like it was decent, and then went.
Yeah.
Is that SpongeBob right there?
SpongeBob like started strong and then it just tanked.
Hey, fun fact: SpongeBob is still going.
I know.
All right, number 14.
Number 14, Cowboy Bebop.
It's not higher?
No.
Right? It's only, look, most of this is just disturbing because you have like high quality, basically adult level anime, and it's right next to Scooby-Doo or SpongeBob or something, and you're like, why the fuck?
Actually, based on how shitty the rest of this list was, though, I'm actually shocked and surprised that Cowboy Bebop is so high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, I would have expected it not to even be on there since it hadn't gotten mentioned yet.
Right? Like, it's the where's Cars moment.
Where's Cars?
Where is Cars?
I actually would have expected Cowboy Bebop to not have made the list and number 14 to actually be Samurai Pizza Cats or something.
Does Parents make this list?
I forgot. Did Fairly Odd Parents make the list, Chris?
I don't recall. Please let me look.
Number 13.
I'm looking. You can't do that.
Get up. You're done.
Wow.
You're out.
No.
Fired.
No, stop
Number
it.
13.
I'm still looking, motherfucker. You gotta wait.
What are you looking for?
Whether or not I
Fairly Odd Parents is on the list. It is not, I guess. I got tired of looking because you guys are assholes. Number 13 is the X-Men series from the 90s.
Yeah.
I think this is way too high. I don't think that show holds up at all.
Wait, especially after that last season that they did.
It is not better than Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, it is not better than Cowboy Bebop.
It is an important show. I'll give you that.
You know what I've always thought was weird is that everyone had a six-pack on that show.
Everyone.
Everyone.
And the women?
Even the women.
The blob had like a little cross.
Well, Chris, you know why? Because that was in the 90s, Jim Lee, everyone has pouches era.
Yeah.
Professor X had a six-pack.
He sure did.
But it was on his head.
Yeah.
It was on his head.
I don't know. This cartoon was really important to me. I just don't think it holds up anymore.
No.
That's fair.
Number 12.
And never forget, as Kogatsu said in chat, that Jean Grey's only mutant abilities seem to be passing out.
It was.
They had a real bad job writing Jean on that show.
The best thing was the honest trailer of the 90s X-Men, where they just did a supercut of every time Cyclops and Jean Grey yell each other's names.
How much do you think that ruined Jean Grey for a comics reading audience?
A lot.
It took forever before I realized that Jean was actually useful and powerful.
Yeah. Like it wasn't until Ultimate X-Men that I realized Jean could be useful again.
Yeah.
Because by the time we actually started reading comics, they'd killed her off in the Phoenix Saga.
Yeah.
Now she just likes to out gay people without their permission.
Yep.
Just the younger one, but she's dead. So whatever.
She's dead.
She's dead.
Number 12.
Number 12 is Ren and Stimpy.
And should have been in like the 80s.
SpongeBob's probably.
Ren and Stimpy grossed me out so much I could never enjoy it.
I was never allowed to watch it.
Actually, I'm not going to lie. Me too.
It's
It
weird.
grossed me
You know
out.
what we're talking about? Ren and Stimpy is better than SpongeBob.
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy is much better than SpongeBob. This is a top 10 cartoon.
I don't know about 10.
Yeah, okay.
It actually,
Especially.
it doesn't surprise me that Josh loves it.
Josh, you're gross. Get out.
It's
I know, Ren and Stimpy is just
It's season 1 specifically.
yeah,
just a gross show.
whatever.
I'll send you some episodes you're supposed to.
What's next?
Number 11, Rocky and Bullwinkle. I would hesitate to call this an animated show because that show is barely animated. It's basically a radio show on television.
Oh my god. Okay, this is the right place for this show because Moose and Squirrel
Or
or
not
Natasha.
that good.
It's
So-
great.
Don't you mean Danny DeVito?
Don't you mean Dean and Sam Winchester, Moose and Squirrel?
Move on, Chris. No one gets that reference.
Yeah, you know what? You know what though? I fucking love Rocky and Bullwinkle, even if it's the worst animated show I've ever seen because they said it's the best show.
I'm happy Chris and I agree on
Look, it's no 12-ounce mouse.
that. No, it is no 12 ounce.
Number 10 is Neon Genesis Evangelion.
This is so weird.
That is really weird. Rocky and Bullwinkle and
The most the anime that launched 1,000 psych miners.
Yeah,
It's a family affair.
it sure did.
So many people, like I can't even imagine how many pretentious wannabe hipsters in the 90s going, well, you just don't
Actually.
understand the Christian symbolism in the show.
Was obnoxious. I used to be on those message boards. It's
I
incredible.
know you did. You know why?
Why?
Because you are that guy.
I'm not that guy. I will say though, I love Evangelion because it starts off really happy and then halfway through it turns into utter misery.
Or whoever wrote it.
we should. Sorry.
Don't
No.
worry. The next, Eve is not actually over, right? The next movie's coming out soon.
Those movies are terrible.
Yeah. What's the next one?
What's the next one, Chris?
Number 9 is the Flintstones.
Yabba dabba doo.
You know, the only good thing the Flintstones ever did was create the best vitamins for kids.
True.
Adults.
For everyone.
We're a Flintstone kid
10 million strong.
and growing.
Here's the thing.
What just happened?
What about Mr. Cucini? What are you talking about?
Y'all just
So name
Ooh, also, I forgot the second best thing Flintstones ever did.
crack.
Josh,
Flintstones vitamins?
Josh, do you know the second best thing Flintstones did?
What?
Flintstones push pops.
yeah, those were good. Those were
Yeah. That's not even the brand. It's not called push pops. They're always Flintstone push pops.
Just for a second. We just met the Flintstones kids, and he reacted like we were insane.
That was crazy.
That's
And
like if I
how
were
we're
like-
doing it.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a
Yeah.
Toys kid.
Okay,
There's
yeah.
a new kid.
So, yeah, that,
Like,
Josh, you don't understand that those are the jingles.
I thought it was 1825
Or
you
the goldfish jingle.
Oh.
I love the fish because they're so delicious.
Goldfishes.
Gotta go fishing.
Yeah, there's just some classic jingles, and Flintstones vitamins are there.
Written by Barry Manilow out there. Did you know that? No, I'm serious. He wrote the Flintstones song. He wrote Like a Good Neighbor, Stay.
Oh my God! Really?
And that's what I write the songs that make the whole world sing. Is about. Anyway, moving on.
Josh's mind got blown.
But did he do the Oscar Mayer baloney song?
No, it's too old. It's too young for that.
All right, what you got, Chris? What's next?
Number 8 is Futurama.
All right.
All right.
See, no, I can understand that because this is 2009, the height of Futurama.
And Futurama had
is
just come back, too.
Yeah. Futurama had just returned from its cancellation.
I didn't like Futurama the first time around. It took me a couple of viewings before I really liked it.
That's
Yeah, it's a show that you need to warm up.
It's
to.
a good
And
sentence.
then it's like significantly good. But I still wouldn't have necessarily put it up this high.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously I'm starting to gauge the temperament of this person now that Futurama has come in the top 10 of all time.
Yeah.
Also, did you hear what they're doing for 420 on Comedy Central?
No.
They're playing 10 hours of just Hypnotoad staring at the screen.
That's kind of fun.
Which we won't notice because we're too busy playing God of War.
Yeah, we're too busy watching 10 hours of Hypnotoad on YouTube and not giving them the fucking ratings.
All right, Chris, what's next, boo?
Let's see. Number 7 is The Family Guy.
Yeah, sounds about right for 2009.
Yeah.
Man, when Family Guy writes jokes, they're incredible.
Yes.
Inevitably, they do not write jokes. Here's Conway Twitty for 5 minutes, so we don't have to.
Yeah, that once they start doing that shit, I imagine that's Josh's favorite.
It's like anti-humor.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of anti-humor.
Uh,
Hey, Josh and Doug, I have a joke for you.
Oh God.
Oh no.
A very wholesome joke.
No, it's
Where do baby jokes come from? Well, when a dad joke and a yo mama joke get together, they knock knock.
Yep, that's the response we all had.
Actually, Chris, why don't you tell the response your wife had?
My wife thinks it's fucking hilarious, and she thinks it's the funniest shit she's seen.
Okay, that's funny. Next one.
Number 6 is The Tick.
All right.
I did not like The Tick. I didn't get it.
Spoon.
It would have been funny if The Tick was like number 1. I would be like,
Really?
this guy.
Okay, I enjoyed The Tick, but there's no way it should be a top 5 show.
Really?
No.
Top 10 show?
top 5.
Was that 6?
It
Oh,
should
six.
not be above Cowboy Bebop. It should
Oh, no,
be
it
above
shouldn't be above.
Futurama.
No, it
I think
shouldn't
they
be.
should be
Yeah.
lower together.
Like it should be on the list, but
Yeah,
it shouldn't
definitely.
be that high.
Yeah.
What you got, Chris?
Number 5, Beavis and Butthead.
Never watched it.
Which one?
I think
There you go, Josh. Beavis and Butthead, number 5.
Simpsons gonna be number
Okay.
That's good.
I thought it was very rebellious to watch Beavis and Butthead, so I had to watch it very late at night.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's something charming about it. I've never gone back and rewatched it since.
I've been rewatching it recently, and that show is way better than I thought it was when I was watching it. Mostly because, like, when I was a kid watching that, all I cared about was them making fun of the music videos.
Yeah.
And I was bored during the regular cartoon. Now that you can't even watch the music videos because they don't have the licensing, so you can't, like, watch it. Like, I'm rewatching just the episodes, and, like, Mike Judge is amazing. Like, there's parts where, like, you think you're a good person and you start not liking them, and then they say one more thing, and I lost my shit. Like, they put a dog in the dryer,
Oh no.
and I'm like, oh, no, this is too far, you know? And then Butthead goes, it's a poodle. Set it to delicate. And I lost my mind. It was the funniest thing I'd ever heard in my life. And of course, the dog survives. It's a cartoon.
Maybe it might be worth a revisit. I've never seen it since like this century started.
Yeah, you really should. But the music video part was great. Also,
there's a running gag that's my favorite thing. Is Beavis will say something that's fucking retarded obvious. Like he walks up to on the scene, like they start a scene, and he goes, "There's a dog in the yard," and he goes, "Hey, Butthead, what's that? Some sort of dog?" And Butthead's response each time is, "Yeah, dude, you called it." And I don't know why, but it slays me.
I think this is kind of like this story.
It's
really
generational.
It's the generational gap from us. Like it's a
but it is not Space High or whatever. It's actually
it is not
Galaxy High.
Galaxy High.
That's the Cars 2 of this list.
Yeah.
No matter where it is, it doesn't belong.
Number 4 is South Park.
Okay, I can see that.
South Park should be up there. But there's like...
You have to remember, 2009 South Park.
Yeah.
So that's like season 12.
They hadn't dwindled yet. And they had a long peak, to be honest with you. They deserve to be up there with, like, The Simpsons and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care for South Park.
A movie before The Simpsons had a movie.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
That said, though, I will watch the South Park movie every day because it's a great movie.
It's a great musical.
Yeah. Number 3, kind of a misnomer on this list, is the Looney Tunes.
Yeah, it's not really a show.
Yeah, it's not.
They don't really have a show, so
It's a collection of cartoons.
a collection of theatrical shorts,
Yeah.
which are great and somehow stand the test of time.
They did air regularly together. Yeah, but it was like, that's like when they put greatest hits albums on top albums of all time.
Yeah, it is a weird.
And you're like, does that really?
It is weird because you can also consider like all the little like Disney cartoons that have also been put together, like the older Disney stuff,
compilation
the
stuff.
Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse stuff that they wind up bunching together into like a nice little 30-minute run. But I don't know. That's a weird thing for that. Yeah.
It's crazy because like these cartoons were so pop culture heavy for their time.
Yeah.
Now we're almost 100 years out and people are still watching them.
Yeah. The references still land in the weirdest way. Like they knew how to write them in a way that you didn't have to understand what they were referencing.
Yeah.
And then once you got older and you did, like, I didn't understand that they were making up mice and men jokes.
Oh, yeah.
When they had the abominable snowman grab one of them and go, "I will hug him and squeeze him and call him George." And I was like, that is fucking dark. And then when I got older, I was like, holy shit.
They were also hiding a lot of political commentary in their cartoons as well, because if you think of the height of Chuck Jones, this was during the 1960s, so they were writing a lot of things that were going on politically. And in the 1940s,
but it's
they
still
were
not a
writing
show.
War. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's not a show.
Off the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 2,
Batman the Animated Series.
Ooh, I can't argue.
Yeah.
I actually can't
I
argue.
started rewatching this recently. It's still great.
That is still probably one of the best.
It changed everything.
Yeah.
I feel like that plus X-Men, in a way lesser extent.
There's something.
Hey, what?
They're quiet. Why are they so quiet?
Why aren't you whispering secrets to each other?
Reasons?
Are you guys secretly touching each other?
Is your reason that you love Batman the Animated Series and agree with its placement on this list?
I actually do agree. It's great.
Never watched it. I have no opinion.
All right, Doug, finish. I can't finish.
What's number 1, Chris?
Number 1, I think to the surprise of no one, is The Simpsons.
Yeah. It should be a surprise because even in 2009, The Simpsons were nowhere near where they were.
But it's important to point out, those 12 or so good seasons are so good that it makes the 9 other seasons that aren't so good. It kind of makes them okay. It averages out.
Now the amount of terrible seasons outweigh the good ones by a healthy margin.
It's true.
It's weird to have The Simpsons 1 and then you have the Batman animated series at 2, where I think you can flip that. I think
I would flip it.
Is kind of just like a,
because Batman animated series never did that. It never like had this massive dip. later on.
Yeah.
It just was it, and then it was done. And then every iteration after that had to meet it in quality, which made all of the DC cartoons amazing. Like, all the Bruce Timm stuff is just insanely good. You could almost consider them one continuum. Justice League Unlimited grows out of the Batman the Animated Series.
But yeah, because Justice League Unlimited, like, closed plot points left open that no one even thought about from that.
Like, it's essentially one continuity. Already.
And that's what made it so good. It was the first time it had ever been done. It was the MCU of TV shows.
Yeah. And it like, without the Batman show, none of that happens. And it also, like, it's the first, I think, in my opinion, the first accurate representation of a comic book character I had ever seen. Like, when you go read a comic and then you watch that show, that's the first time I felt like I was hearing the actual Batman talk.
Yeah. And also, I think the villains, that one thing about the animated series is that it really focused on the villains as well.
Yeah.
So
this is one more thing of, like, why this list doesn't make any sense, because those two shouldn't even be on. I could understand doing anime and including the comic book cartoons.
Yeah.
Right? Like, where you have Batman the Animated Series going up against Cowboy Bebop would make way more sense to me than also having The Simpsons and Scooby-Doo and Galaxy High in the same list. It doesn't make any sense. Like, when you can go from, like, Galaxy High or something like that to what we just did with Evangelion being on a list with any of these.
Right, it's just really weird.
You can do a top anime list. You can do a top comic book cartoon.
That's why
They're
I also
completely different from one another.
I also feel like the 100 of greatest games IGN wind up putting out recently list is kind of absurd as well.
Don't worry, we're getting there.
This is the equivalent of doing like a best comics of all time, and Peanuts is going up against, The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really weird. Why would you do that? Like,
there's so many comics, like Sandman and the Peanuts.
And then Calvin and Hobbes clearly ends up being number one.
Yeah,
it beats out like the Killing Joke. Like, you have to look next to Watchmen, or it's like Watchmen versus Calvin and Hobbes.
Number 3, Watchmen. Number 2, Calvin and Hobbes. Number 1, the Peanuts. What?
That's about right.
I'm sure that's a list somewhere.
Family Circus being on there at all would make me burn down with him.
Like, what?
Marmaduke, number 1. Where's Cars 2?
We should make NOLAnerdcast shirt that says Where's Cars 2?
Ugh, never.
It's a picture of Saki. It says Where's Cars 2?
Yeah.
All right, so that's the top 100 video game things.
You mean TV?
TV. Video games is the next time. So I just pulled it up to look at it.
All right, well, time to wrap it up then.
Yep. I'm old. I need my sleep.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Yes. We'll be back next week, same time.
Same bed.
Giant super flu prohibiting.
Ooh, you got the super flu.
I don't know if I got the super flu. All I know is I had a fever for about a week.
The measles from WrestleMania?
Yeah.
No,
he legit thought he had that though.
I sure did. The guy got hospitalized before I showed up to any WrestleMania events.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But the second I saw the email saying, "Dude with measles at WrestleMania," I was like, I got the fucking measles. This motherfucker came all the way from England and gave me the goddamn measles.
I served so many WrestleMania fans and then had like a mild fever. I think we just got con crap.
Yeah.
But like I had like a mild fever.
Yeah, we got WrestleMania crud.
Yeah.
I got WrestleMania crud.
You got Russell crud.
Russell crud.
Russell crud.
All right. We'll be back next week, guys. Same time. Have a good night.
Later.
Night.